Into this whole thing a little bit more so than maybe when the whole thing came down.
Yeah, it's been great. There's a learning curve there. Still is every day. Some things I have to be responsible for and get everything organized. But I've got a great staff that's helping me out. And the football part is great. We've got enough coaches here that know our routine.
Right.
It's one day at a time.
How do you think the kids have responded to just the whole thing? I mean, you being the head guy, the GA's taken over for some full-time coaches. How have you seen the kids respond to that?
Oh, they responded great. I mean, you saw practice a little bit of practice today. They're enthusiastic. They're running around. They're playing physical. They're playing fast. They're locked in. Very few mental errors. And they're acting like nothing's happening. Right. So that's kind of what we want. We want to make sure that there's some continuity through the chain. I think our sole focus is down to San Francisco and win a game.
Will things change? I mean, just for the average fan, kind of the naked eye watching this football team on game day, is Marques Tuiasosopo going to start bringing out some trick plays and taking all kinds of chances, or will things kind of look the same on game day?
Well, we have a pretty good offense this year. I don't think you'll see too many changes. We'll have some new wrinkles, but that's not unlike anything for a bowl game. You got all this time to watch your opponent, and we'll have some different scheme deals, but the nuts and bolts of it is what you're used to seeing Husky offense with, up tempo and explosive, and hopefully that's the case on Friday night.
Tui, the football's the easy part, I would imagine, for you. What is going to be the most difficult part of this change? Is it the minutia, the day-to-day stuff? What is it?
Yeah, I mean that's a little more. I mean, there's more on my plate, but it's just you do what you got to do, and there's a great staff in place, and we kind of have a routine that's been set, and I'm used to that. And, there's not too much change, but there's more responsibility. So just focusing on the quarterback, watching the film, and getting my meeting ready, not to get team meetings organized and what you're going to say, and all that good stuff.
You mentioned before that even growing up, you thought about being a head coach. That was something you wanted to do. What appealed to you that long ago about being a coach?
I don't know. It's like, I don't know, just leading a group of young men, and I'm passionate about football. I've always had a desire to be the best at whatever it is that I do. And I don't know, it's like playing in the NFL and being a head coach and just coaching up guys to go, do that, play well. I love the game, and this opportunity to stay in the game, and, share my experience with them. And that, for some reason, that's always been part of something that I want to do.
The success that you had here as a player built into that, maybe made that even more so.
I don't know if that made it more so or not. I think if I was somewhere else, I'd still have that same desire in my heart to do this. I love teaching. I love giving guys some direction in life and helping them achieve their goals.
Did you ever imagine that this soon you'd be in a head coaching role in your coaching career? I mean, you broke in as a tight ends coach, and you came up here as the quarterback coach, and now you're an interim head coach.
Yeah, I don't know if you can ever predict how it's going to happen. And obviously, this is a certain role that has come about, and I'm thrilled to do it. And that's what I'm going to do my job. And we got one more game left, and I'm excited about that.
Marques, there's been so much talk about just the change. There's been a ton of talk about actually on BYU in the bowl game. What's your take on what you see from these guys on film and kind of what stands out to you?
Well, they're physical. They play hard, and they don't quit. They're gonna play all 60 minutes. They played a great schedule. Obviously, they have some marquee wins. They do pose some challenges, but I think our schedule has helped us. We played against some of the best teams in the country, and it's going to be a battle. They have a great quarterback, can run it and throw it. He's kind of leading the way for them. They have a great linebacker in Benoit. Their front is very good, and so we'll have our hands full. But our guys will be up for the challenge. They're fired up.
Yeah. There's obviously some history between these two programs going back to the '84 season when BYU took the national championship away from UW. Washington was just down there a couple years ago. I mean, do the kids and coaches even think about that? I mean, does it feel like there's any history between you guys?
I mean, for me it does, because I played against them 3 times, and I've been on coach against them a couple of years. So, our kids, I think they just know that they beat Texas early in the year.
Yep.
And and then been pretty successful the last couple of years, so they resonate with that. So they understand the opponent that we're going to face. I think they understand that they're a program that has rich history as well as ours, and that excites them.
How much time have you been home in the last week and a half or so since you got this gig?
Well, one nice thing about bowl games is that there is no school,
right,
and then you have more time to do things, especially since our staff are not out recruiting, so we have all the time in the world to go over game plans and stuff. So it's not been as long as you might think, but I definitely spent more time here than I thought I was going to now that I'm in my new role.
How much have you leaned on, I guess, the older coaches, Cazzettos, Keesaws, guys like that have kind of, I guess they're seasoned, right? They've been around the game a bit longer. How much have you kind of leaned on them for any support or direction, or do you even need to?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think even if I've been head coach for 10 years, I think you always got to run things by your staff. There's certainly going to be things that you're going to want to be a certain way, but especially in this situation, they've been a great help. A lot of the things we've talked about is just in the best interest of our young men, and how we can help them stay focused and be energetic about this opportunity, because they've had a great year. Us coaches, we help them, but they went out and they put forth the effort. They played well in the games, and we're 8-4 and we have a chance to play in a bowl game. So they've been great in helping me just make sure that we're doing everything that we can to give them all the resources and the time and energy to go down to San Francisco and be successful ultimately and win the game on Friday. Thanks, man. Yep.
How important is it for you guys to get that 9th win and kind of continue the ascension of this program, having the seven wins, you get the 8th win this year? How important is that?
It's very important. I mean, we're competitors, all right? Every time you go out on the field, you want to win, and you believe you can, and you give all you got to do that. We have another chance and to be victorious again, and for the 9th time, I think that's going to set a precedence for this program moving forward.
Is there any reason why Seiler wasn't here today?
He had some things that he had to tend to,
okay,
and so he's fine. He's good.
Okay.